Hello and good morning, Australia. You have woken up to Australia's third best ever win in terms of balls remaining. One caveat too many for me, but you know what? It's all about the Mitches. I'm thinking now, how can we get more Mitches into the team? What's Swepson doing? Can we change names to Mitchell Smith, Mitchell Labuskakny, Mitchell Green? It's all about Mitch Starc. It's all about Mitch Marsh. You know what? It's about nicknames this morning. It's about the fucking bin lid and the bison and Smudger and Kratz, just doing stuff for Australia. And all of a sudden, I'm in love with the team again. I love this team. I love them. Because they fucking pumped India last night. Pumped them. That was a pumping. Do you feel pumped, India? Because you got pumped. You are watching the great cricketer, possibly for the last time after I've ruined that for you. TGC has been powered by CRED throughout the entire Australia tour of India through the Border Gavaskar series into this ODI series as we head into the World Cup. We've been using this scan and pay function on the CRED up during our time in India. Pez, did you enjoy the pumping this morning?
All right. It's India's biggest defeat in ODI history. In terms of balls remaining.
Yeah, okay.
And TGC's lowest view count.
Are they correlated?
The game was over in 37 overs.
Wow.
India are about 350 short.
Wow.
Australia win with about 40 overs to spare.
Oh, my God.
None down.
Oh.
The purity, the sex of it,
yeah.
The nakedness, the divinity, the heavenliness of it. All I want to say is, I've always felt the ODI format's a very important format.
It's actually the most important format now I think about it.
A very important win for Australia.
The history of it.
You've got to look back through the history. And Australia's got a great relationship with the format. What with the World Cups and all.
Of course. You've got to look through the annals and the anals.
Have we seen India beaten like this in India before?
Not in India.
We saw them beaten badly
in the World Cup.
Yeah,
not that long ago. By a similar margin of victory, 10 wickets.
40 overs to spare.
I mean, at what point is that embarrassing? Are they embarrassed, or they play too much cricket where it's like, the game's tomorrow. Game's tomorrow.
Rohit said, I tell you what, Star Sports had a real job on its hand commentating this one.
Get the Sky highlights on for his best innings in Mumbai.
They're going to have a real job making some highlights out of this one as well. I'm not sure this one's going to make the highlights package when you turn on in the hotel.
Do you remember the second game of the ODI series in 2023? No.
The great drubbing at Vishakhapatnam. Rohit said our top order has literally been on fire for 5 or 6 games before this series. So again, the PR is in full swing.
Perfect.
But what I loved the most was the none down shellacking. Like Travis had got dropped by Mo Shami. Now, Mo Shami knew the score in this game. Yeah. There was a point towards the end of the innings where, what was it? Also, when he was bowling, there was a point where he went for a couple of 4s and a couple of 6s because he understood once it's over, let's get back in the tubs.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get a beer, not for him, but generally figure of speech.
Yeah. I want to get my towel around my nipples.
I want towel around my nipples. I want nudity. I want water on my body. Let's move on.
Come on.
Let's move on. And he dropped Travis Head at the end of the game as well, which preserved the divinity of this very important win, which I think is going to be an enormous psychological advantage for Australia heading into the World Cup and into the decider. As we all know in this form of cricket, the memory lasts. For a long time. That kind of loss, particularly with the modern player, does great damage psychologically.
Yes, that's right.
Great damage psychologically. And I think Australia now become favourites for the World Cup.
I think that actually also makes it 2-2 in the BGT. I think it's a square up. Is the story, Pez, Mitchell Starc, he's getting his 9th 5 for an ODI cricket. That equals him with Brett Lee.
No.
It's top of the tree.
No, the story is what were India doing last night.
Incredible bowling. Steve Smith's catch, one of the best in his career. Absolute fucking screamer. Or is it that India's got a complete collapse in them, and if England don't win this World Cup, then if England's got anything about them, Pez, then they'll cruise this World Cup.
And that's why this is 4D chess from India, because what they've done is they've put pressure on England. And both countries can come together on that, India and Australia. The pressure's right on England now. They've lost 3-0 to Bangladesh. Don't even know what format that was, but it was something. And
they won 2-1 in the ODIs, but that's okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And now India's actually laid down the gauntlet to England. They've said, hey, you reckon you're ready to win this World Cup? You're ready to fucking unify the titles or go triple or whatever the fucking wet shit you're going to call it. Yeah. How about we give you a couple of seaming ones, a little bit of a tricky deck, and India collapsing. Now the pressure's on England.
Right, okay.
So absolute 4D chess from Rohit and the boys.
Hey, what does this mean for the Ashes?
Yeah, big trouble for England. It spells trouble for England.
Okay, Pez, because I know that like Shubman Gill, as an example, just hit like a double ton opening the batting for India in a game of cricket where they played against another nation. Okay, I've seen that happen, but I've also seen like, geez, they haven't scored many runs in the top order in Test match cricket. They also completely collapsed in the T20 World Cup. These are different formats from what I'm looking at. And they've just been fucking rolled over again. Keep in mind the first game, if it wasn't for runs down the order, like I'm just not seeing many runs from the top order. Now they've also got the greatest player of all time in ODI format in Virat Kohli, who will probably be selected for the World Cup. If I was a selector, if it was me, I'm picking him.
That's huge.
I know.
Wow.
So
okay, way to fucking distract the rest of the video now. You guys are picking Kohli?
But I'm just like 10 wickets at home in fucking 25 minutes. That is a fucking pumping. Like, does the best team in the world do that? Thoughts?
You know, the saddest thing about all of this, like to lift the hood on it, to fourth wall it, is that like India could make 400 in 24 hours time. And Australia be out for 100. These guys don't give a fuck. Like, in a good way. They're like, okay, let's just move to the next game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I posed the question after the first game where I was like, I can't tell if Australia's good. And then I put in this performance and I was like, fuck, Australia's got some good players. They've got some really good players.
The next one is like, are they good again?
I don't really see the matchups aren't right.
Patterned roller coaster.
Here's a shout for you, Pez.
All right.
Now, Nathan Ellis takes 2 for 11 off 5 overs. Abbott takes 3. Stark gets 5. Nathan Ellis has never bowled a bad spell for Australia.
Bad ball.
He's never bowled a bad ball for Australia. He's been very unlucky where it has gone for 4.
And I think that's the correct place to start.
Genuinely, Nathan Ellis, he is, I mean, obviously Pat Cummins is not playing this game.
Always delivers, Nathan Ellis.
Always delivers. He's never bowled a bad spell for Australia. He's taken a fucking hat-trick on debut in Bangladesh, which, because England have won, it turns out that's actually a really hard place to go and win in the last decade.
So I like
he's
this.
Not the story, but I'm just saying.
No, he is. I think let's do it that way. Let's talk about why this. The first thing we've said is this puts pressure on England, and the second thing is amid Mitch Starc moving to the third highest 5-wicket haul taker in ODIs, just behind Wacker and Murali, having played 100 games compared to their 350 and 260 respectively. Let's talk about Nathan Ellis.
It's Nathan Ellis for me. Now, this is part of the New South Wales problem. You know, he's moved away. He's gone to Tassie. New South Wales don't win a Shield game for 2 years.
Nathan Ellis is a great white ball bowler. I think he should be much closer to a regular Australian player than he currently is. I like that when he comes in with the white ball, he's doing some shit with his hands before he bowls it. He just knocks guys off their balance. Yeah,
gets
there's energy and there's. He just looks like he's got white ball precision with the way he bowls, but he fails because he isn't as tall as the other guys.
He's not as tall.
The presence and the pace isn't there, and that's a whole. He's losing a vibe check.
Okay.
A Darren Lehman inspired vibe check, and he knows that's his area that he needs to work on. But
he needs to go on those stretching machines or wear shoe fillers so he looks taller.
Yeah, sure.
What about lifts?
His literal numbers and performances are without rival.
That aside.
Where is he on the Lehman vibe check?
Yeah.
Something to think about. Nathan. Starc, he goes, he was near on fucking unplayable.
Can we talk about the
Unplayable podcast?
Right. Can we talk about the ball against Suryakumar Yadav, who's now got 2 first balls in the series? Now, I've seen him get that wicket out. Okay, this is my first time watching cricket and I'm excited by it. Listen,
did he get that wicket out, though? In person's good.
That ball has decked so far that I reckon that's nearly unplayable. Even though I've seen him get that wicket out many times in his career, like 30 plus times, despite this being my first time of cricket I've ever watched. But that ball decks so far that's nearly unplayable.
You know, and even better, that it was being commentated on by Aaron Finch, who all of a sudden knew how to play those balls. No, Finchy. No. Hey,
Get the front dog out of the way.
I felt like it was very funny listening to Aaron Finch. I thought when he was commentating about, various methods and approaches for playing these deliveries, he was doing so with a smile, to be fair to Finchy. But, yeah, my favourite thing about the unplayable ball that Mitch Starc bowled to the best white ball batter going around in the world at the moment is that this is an underrated thing about DRS, right? Because Sky refers it. And who's at the non-striker's end? Virat.
Right.
So Sky's given out very, very, very quickly by, I believe, Nitin Menon.
Yes.
And then Kohli gets to give him out twice. Kohli walks up to him and sends him off, basically. Yeah. So that's the thing with DRS, you can get out twice. Now, the problem with Sky is that he obviously didn't have a very good wedding because KL Rahul basically had his legs chopped off by Mitch Starc.
Yes.
And Virat Kohli said, nah, have a look at that. Yeah, have a look at that.
Use one.
Have a look at that one.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as out
Lakesh, have a look at that.
As Sky's one, but pretty fucking out. But Virat said, no, that's not out. Virat gets the ultimate umpiring call in this.
Yeah.
Other thing I want to raise is, while we're talking about Starc and praising the guy, like, he goes, has anybody in the history of cricket blown off a front pad better than Mitch Starc? Wasn't Mark Graham? He could blow off a pad.
He's more toes. Blackburn was toes.
Yes.
He was a toe guy.
Great. Yeah. Starc can't break a toe like was him. But has anybody blown off a pad? I want to hear from the fans because he's got some weaponry.
Because Shaheen is obviously, like, it has to be a left armer for me.
Yeah, of course.
It has to be a left armer.
The left arm parabola is unrivaled.
Exactly. Now, I think Shaheen as well, he's a toe guy. He's a footsman. He's a footsman.
Yeah.
But yeah, pad Starc areas. It's crats. It's crats.
I can't think of anybody who blows off a front pad.
Bolt. It's too slow.
Yeah.
With respect to Trent.
Because he's nearly tripped over KL Rahul. Like, KL Rahul's nearly tripped over the ball, like he's actually run into an unforeseen hazard hiking, like a low-hanging, like a fallen tree or cable that's sitting there, or invisible tripwire at Sachin's house and Shubman's trying to come in. He's just gone. He's gone over. And Virat's gone, have a look at that.
I'll have a look.
Mate, inverted commas.
Yeah.
So...
okay, so Starc good.
Starc good. Starc, so we conclude that.
Do you want to talk about
Smith's catch?
Talk about Smith's catch, yeah.
That's for me, that's an all-timer.
Yeah.
That is
one of the all-timers.
No, true. He's an absolute all-timer.
He is an absolute all-timer. What do you mean by that?
Of a slipsman.
Of a slipsman.
I'll tell you why. A lot of people are comparing this to the catch he took against Kane Williamson in some game. There was a test match. Yeah,
remember that, mate.
yeah. Well, I don't remember anything
they
beyond
played test
97, 98 when my parents were together. But this is an all-timer because sometimes you see air and you see horizontal behaviour when it comes
horizontal
to
behaviour. Yeah.
And
on the workbench.
I haven't seen a lot of that for at least 6 months.
Chopping away. Yeah. My favourite composer, chopping.
My favourite opera is Rigoletto. The boys are happy today. Australia's won.
Oh, Australia's, look how happy they are.
Sorry, that one's deaf. Now, anyway, you see a lot of horizontal behaviour with catches these days where, and I want to I don't mean take anything away from it, but often, and follow me here, you can actually take the catch before leaving the ground, but the momentum that gets you there then propels you into the air. So,
KL Rahul took that catch in the test match
that's
recently.
Right.
Yes,
and it's fine. Like, you're going that way. You take the catch, and then you move after that.
Yes.
Smith moved laterally in the air. He had to move laterally in the air. He got the air time, went horizontal before snaffling it. So he had to go very far to go and grab that ball with all the grace and coordination and mitts and left arm in the air possible. it was really like it's among the greatest catches ever taken, I think. At slip level.
You know what gets me off hard, Pezza, is when they do the replay. The first replay is like the close up, the spin vision. It used to be called the spin vision camera, like the zoomed up camera, and then it nicks off Hardik Pandya, wasn't it? And then the slow motion of Smith fully horizontal, and then the crowd reaction in the background of and then also the commentators go with it as well. And you can hear the secondary commentator away from his microphone going,
yeah. The away from mic commentary is very underrated.
That gets me off fucking hard.
Yep. Now, I have one criticism to make.
Should have gone with two hands.
Nope. If I recall, recollect, a couple of catches earlier, Smith got Rohit, and I think it was Rohit.
Yes, it was.
And you will see with the replay that whoever bowls it, maybe STARC, I think it's Sabah.
I think it might be,
bowls with a scrambled seam, and then he takes the edge of Rohit.
Yes.
And the way that it takes the edge actually leaves the seam beautifully presented, and the ball wobbles as Smith takes it now, and Smith juggles it and catches it.
And
now,
did you let anyone know?
I mean, Alex Carey is probably like he's less than 30. He fails the 30 centimeter ruler test that a teacher might bring out at a high school dance, year 9, year 10,
or an 8-year-old boy just having a look at some stuff. 8-year-old fucking hell. I'm at year 8. What's that mark at the 14 centimeter mark? What's that for?
8-year-old boy looking at some stuff. Your words, not mine.
Fuck.
And he really lets Alex Carey, and I think 1 million other people know that wobbled, exaggerated movement. Now, the only way he could have improved on the catch off Hardik, was to take it and then say it wobbled.
Yeah.
I think
I didn't pick it up.
Yeah, that's right.
I lost it.
Still snaffled, didn't it?
still snaffled.
Now, Kohli misses a half volley. Great. Maybe a bit of tail, maybe took the seam. I don't know.
Whatever.
Rohit's looking sullen in the dugout, thinking, why the fuck did I come back for this?
Yep.
And I mean, Australia's beaten India in the power play.
Yeah. Going at 11 and over.
Marsh and Head, I like it at the top of the order.
Okay.
Warner was out with a quad now.
He had a corked thigh.
But I'm looking at that, I'm like, has any pair thrashed the ball more than Head and Marsh?
It was a demolishing.
Thrashed, but that particular verb, thrash.
I like thrash.
Because you have stroking the ball, you have striking, you know, you can, what are the, you can bludgeon.
Oh, you can
bludgeon the ball. I mean, Marsh bludgeons probably more than thrashes. Head's more of a thrasher, but I think together it's a lot of thrashing. Something to think about.
Hashtag ICDC. I've got a couple here, Pez. Dean wrote in hashtag ICDC, Marsh and Head. Hey, by the way, get your hashtag ICDCs into the comments and we'll read them out after the third ODI. Marsh and Head, big units. Are they the new Bash Brothers, aka Bin Boys or Lid Lads? A fireworks show helps the bitter taste of effectively a third of a game total. Indeed.
Bin Boys.
Rhea Sutton said, hashtag ICGC, hey, it's the Bin Boys.
I don't mind
It's the Bin Boys. I don't mind.
I'm looking forward to telling them what.
You guys are the Bin Boys?
That's right. Well, you got Bazball. We give you the Bin Boys.
When Australia's 2-0 down the Ashes, we've got to get the Bin Boys in here. Rhea Sutton says, hashtag ICC, boys, wondering how you could cover a 37 over ODI match, 26 over Indian innings, 11 over Oz Chase, thank you, into a 20-minute video. Well, we've just done it.
Quite easily.
And if wrote in, hashtag ICDC, but is ODI relevant again? Can finding more Mitches be new strategy for Australia? Thoughts? That's a good question.
I think I've maintained quite consistently that the ODI format is an extremely important format.
Pinnacle of the game.
Pinnacle, and this is... This will be a hard game for India to bounce back from. You know, India's odds on to win the series.
Yeah, but I do think in the World Cup that they could get through like a Nepal, PNG. I think they can get out into the Super 8s. India, I see enough good players for India to lose by 8 wickets in a quarterfinal.
That's pandering. Yeah, absolutely pandering now. You fucking bootlicking.
Well, there's about 14 people still watching this. So thank you to all of those family members out there.
Boys are very happy today.
Rightfully so, because that was a fucking embarrassing loss. Or a happy win.